everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Wow, it is Monday the 29th, and I was thinking to myself, it's really weird I don't have a live on Thursday night, which is actually August 1st, and I thought, well, why didn't I have the IPS class on Thursday night instead of having it tonight, because Thursday is when we normally have our normal stamping together time. And I think it dawned on me when I realized that I like to keep the ink, paper, scissors in the month that it actually is, because then when you register for it, I could say, well, this is the July ink, paper, scissors and not the August ink, paper, scissors, because to market is the ink, paper, scissors for August. And now I'm thinking to myself, wow, I don't have a class planned for Thursday night, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I think what I might do is set a reminder that in case people can't make it tonight for class, because it's not normally on Mondays, well, it's occasionally on Mondays, that you could always watch the replay on Thursday. And I think that's what I will do. And that's how it'll go. And we're here tonight. Yay. Hi, Deanne Dawn. Hi, Sherry Everett. Deanne, the camping trip went great, and I am ready to be back to inspire you. Deanne, are you going to be at Jenna's Stamp Camp this coming weekend? I know that I will be in Hudson, and I thought that you were going to be there to help her out with that, but maybe something has changed. But I know I'm going to be seeing Mary Lemke there and Carolyn Ketchmark. Yay. All right, and then we also have Sherry Stewart. Hi, Angelique. Hi, Susan Bellamy and Randy and Cindy. Hi, Sarah and Connie. And Kathy Showalter. Hi, Sue and Sharon. And there's Trish Bagley. Hi, Linda Hunt. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Purple Hearts and Bees. I love it. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Ann Bellinger. Hi, Sue. And there's Diane Bogenhagen watching and taking notes for her in-person class tomorrow night. Hi, Debbie Stone. Debbie Stone, if you can hear me, hopefully you perk up when you hear your name. I was going to give you a call today, and Mark was working on Windows all day, and so I didn't know when a good time for myself to call it was, because I was working in the house and they were working on Windows and drilling and sawzalling it. So Debbie, if you are free after class, I would love to chat with you about the classes you signed up for and the Wounded Warrior. And I know you messaged me about some envelopes, so you're on my radar. Hi, Judy Sharp. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Polly. Hi, Rosie, and there's Mary Ellen Ryan. Hi, Nancy Mole and Linda and Shelley. Hi, Barbara Godby. And there is Yvonne from Luxembourg, Wisconsin. Hi, Nancy Sue Valencia from San Antonio, Texas. And there's Melanie Foy. So I see a few of your names, and I'm so excited. I did work in my computer all day today. I started around 10, and I literally got up from the hot seat at like 5:30. to take a break to come over to do class. I worked on emails all day and working on stuff in the computer, signing people up for things. Nancy Sue, you were one. Now that I see your name, I want to send a note out that, shout out that I am going to be taking registrations for the mini holiday DSP sampler. It's something I'll be showing off to you here momentarily from the annual catalog, but we're going to be starting to work on the, hard to believe it, but on the mini catalog here soon. And that was good. I know a bunch of you have been emailing back and forth about stuff that's been sent for the benefit, for donations and signing up for the benefit, which is awesome. I have not gone through every email, you guys. It takes a lot. I'll tell you, here I thought I was very ambitious in my head. I thought, oh, I'll be done with all the emails and correspondence by the time I start class. And that doesn't always happen. I tried to stay in my emails today, so I wasn't really in Facebook messages or emails, text messages, or returning phone calls, but that'll come. I did, and I work backwards, you guys. I really do. I have a hard time starting at the beginning and going forward in time, because what happens is it's hard to stay down at the bottom in time for emails, and because every time I do, and then it starts me back at the top. So I generally work backwards in emails. I really do, and it's hard for me not to. I've always been like that for however long I've been doing emails in my life. And so I start at the top, and then I work my way backwards. And I would have to say that if you've emailed me between today and last week Wednesday, I got the bulk of those emails done. What I'm still working on are from, let's say, the 10th of July to the 24th. Now, not all of them are lingering, I should say, but there's a bulk of them, and there's a chunk in there that I'm still going to work through, and I'm going to work on them tonight until I go to bed. And so that is my ultimate goal, is to get caught up on all the emails that are pending. I would have to say I'm good for June. If you're still waiting for something from June, it might be because it wasn't necessarily about class. And so I always work on the class registrations first, and then for people that are commenting or saying something, those always come later. We are planning to kit our last 2 classes for August tomorrow, and it's really crazy to say that we are that far ahead, which has been amazing. I think we're kitting up the suite class tomorrow, which is Country Woods, and we're going to try to kit up Rose's Technique Club class, which is the Friends for Life. And the gals came in while I was away on Friday, and they kitted up the Let's Just Stamp and the monthly class. And I think the couple of days prior to that, we kitted up the Stamp Stack and Ink, Paper, Scissors. So there are 6 kitted classes for August. I think that adds up to 6. And after tomorrow, we should have all of them kitted. And my mom is planning to come in on Wednesday, and we're planning to get everything for the month of August shipped out. That's if you're signed up for classes for August, which is a lot of you. That's why I've been working so hard at getting caught up today. And again, if you are still expecting an answer from something that you emailed in the last couple weeks, just give me through the morning tomorrow and you'll have a response. You guys, I was a little bit disheartened, and it really, if you, and I don't talk about this very often because I don't give people that are impatient or insensitive a lot of the times. I would have to say 99.9% of people in my community are the most amazing people, and they're patient, and I'm patient, and everything works out, and eventually we get it all figured out. As Naughty Nancy would say, it's just paper, right? So all it takes is one little email from somebody who is insensitive and impatient and tells me that I don't know how to run a good business because I didn't answer her email dated Friday, July 26th at 1:21. And like, wow, like it's only been 3 days, and I would have to say that's pretty good. And I told her in my email response, I did reply back to her, and I said, I bet you any money if you ask any of my gals in my community about if I run a good business or if I respond to emails in a good amount of time, I have to say the bulk say I do. There are people, and sometimes I don't get back to people within a week or 2, but everybody's patient, and it's not like anybody hasn't gotten their classes. But wow, you guys, all it takes is one email like that, and it kind of puts like a damper for about an hour to 2 hours, and then I start working with other people and everything's good again. But gosh, that was a today for me, and I was like, wow, how does that happen? And I kind of set her straight in my email, you guys. I was like, before you send an email, you should make sure that you're not as insensitive and abrasive as you are now, because you get further ahead with kindness and understanding than the way that you wrote that email to me. And I replied back to her, you guys, and I'm like, oh, so I had to get it out because I'm like, you guys would be like, yep, you're right. I hope anyways. So that's how that goes. So I'm working through the emails, and again, patience, you guys. I did go on vacation on Wednesday. I left, and I really did try to stay off my phone. I, in the past, would always sneak to the bathroom and try to respond to people. And Tyler caught on to that because I'd be taking 20 minutes in the bathroom. And that doesn't work so well when he walks me up to the bathroom and he walks me back because he didn't want me tripping or hurting it myself in the middle of the night. And so I couldn't be on my phone like I was in the past years, which is okay. I need a little break too. But we did leave Wednesday and we got to our campsite. We went to Wildcat Mountain State Park, which is 2.5 hours to the west, straight west of me. And it went great. We got in, oh my gosh, you guys, we meant to leave at noon on Wednesday, and you know that never happened. So we left at 4:30, which was 4.5 hours later than we wanted. All of the making the things happen before you go, buttoning things up and all that good stuff. And we got there at 7:30, and it got to be dark at 8:30. So we had an hour to set up our tent. By the time we got our tent set up, we were able to snack in the middle of the darkness by a campfire, and that was all we needed. And so we got to bed, and then on Thursday my friends had their kayaks and we canoed the Kickapoo River, which is over in that side of the state. And we did about a 6-mile canoe trip on Thursday afternoon, which was really nice. It was a mixture of clouds and sun, and so it was good. You didn't get baked in the sun, and it was nice to be on the water. Friday, we took the day and just didn't do much. We went to Hillsboro, and in Hillsboro, we went to a fur shop, we went to a dive bar, and I had a couple of drinks, and we went to a brewery for dinner, and we went for 2 short hikes. One was a 1/2 mile, which was very doable for me. It was good to stretch my foot in a hiking boot, and the other one was about a 1/4 mile to a 1/3. So another short hike. They didn't do the crazy 2 to 5 mile hikes like they probably would have had my foot not been broken 10 or 12 weeks ago. So that was a nice light day, and then on Saturday, we canoed for maybe I don't know, what was it? It was 5.5 hours on the water in a tube. So however fast we're going, we canoed part of the Kickapoo, a different part of the river. So it was good. We packed up and we came home, and it was just a relaxing, very uneventful in terms of craziness, which was good, which was what I was looking for. But it was good. We got back last night and unpacked, did the laundry, put the camping stuff away, put the canoe away, all that good stuff. I think we got back around 8 o'clock. And so just enough time to do all that with a wee bit of lightness that was left. So it was good. So it was refreshing to be gone for a little bit. And it always takes me 2 days to unwind, and then finally and then I was unwound from connecting, right? You got to unconnect, and then all of a sudden we're back home. So it was good. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up, Linda Hunt. I appreciate it. Hi, Nedra Dover, and there, Debbie Stone. So happy she got her class. Yes, Debbie, I tried to make that happen for you. I know you signed up for this class, I think on Tuesday, and I put it in the mail on Wednesday, right before we left. My mom actually ran it to the post office for me. So that was awesome that we got it to you in time for class. Hi, Julie Biersbach. Hi, Kathy Showalter. So Linda Scott, waiting to know how much for the scheduled payment. Perfectly. I appreciate that you're waiting patiently. So I will send you that note. Doing your best is all you can do. Thanks, Sherry Stewart. I appreciate that. Hi, Anita. And there's Lori from PNW. And I agree. How insensitive. Yes. And you know what? After I wrote my email back to her, I kind of was firm. Because you don't tell somebody that. I told her, I'm a one-woman show. I'm the only one that answers emails. And you emailed me on Friday. And it's just on Monday. It's it doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, she must not watch me very close to knew that I was on vacation. But I sent her an email back that was firm. And and if I never hear back from her again, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. We don't need impatient people, right? In our community. All right. Barbara said she watched Rose's Fun Fold cards on Friday, and she made an awesome card from the new gold and green. I will have to check that out, Barbara. So now that you guys, for those of you that are demonstrators, now that you've seen we were able to see the new holiday mini catalog on Wednesday. I haven't even pulled it up. I didn't get to, so I had mentioned in the past I had gotten to see part of it. I didn't get to see all of it. I only got to see the parts that I could pick designer paper from and some stamp sets or embellishments from. I haven't even logged in to look at the new mini catalog, so it's out there waiting for me. But for those that have seen it now, I can share now the schedule for the next 4 months. And Barbara, the gold and green that is part of the new online exclusives is actually going to be a sweet. I don't have my book out. Oh, I do. One moment, please. Okay. I like to share things as soon as I can. And now that everybody's demonstrators have been able to see, I think I'm okay sharing this information. I didn't want to publish this too soon because I didn't want other demonstrators to think, oh, how does she get so lucky to see all that stuff first? So I waited until the catalog was available to demonstrators, and now I'll share my schedule for the next 4 months. And I don't have Rose's stamp sets that she's going to work with for the Technique Club class. She hasn't told me them yet, but I've worked with Diane now, and we got the ink, paper, scissors set, we've got the Sweet Classes set, and we've got Let's Just Stamp set. So This is nowhere except for in this little notebook of mine. And so for those of you that know how to take a screenshot on your phone, you are welcome to take a screenshot of this so you can plan ahead. Because if you're like me, you like to know what's coming up and kind of strategize and plan. And so I'm going to flip my camera down. And if you want to take a screenshot, I have notes of what's coming up for ink, paper, scissors, and what like the ribbons and embellishments are coming in those kits. I also have the suite classes, and I also have Let's Just Stamp. And I'll hold it here for a second. So if anybody wants to take a screenshot of this, you can. I will be eventually sharing this out on my website. And then also it's already updated on my schedule, which I have not shared yet on my website, but I will be sharing it. So again, this is ink, paper, scissors. We're going to be doing Splendid Autumn, Iconic Celebrations, Reindeer Days, and Snowy Scenes. Now, those are ones that bode well to using the designer series paper. So you might think to yourself, oh man, I don't like the reindeer. I don't like Snowy Scenes. I don't like this. Well, these are all ones that we are going to design the cards in a way that you don't necessarily need to have the stamp sets, just like the one for tonight. We're going to use the designer series paper to primarily make the cards and then add sentiments. So again, nice ones that you just might be on the fence about. For the sweet ones, now going back to Barbara Gabi, Season of Green and Gold is going to be in October. And I will check out to see what Rose's, you said here, Rose did an awesome fun fold. I will check out what the card is, and maybe she won't mind me incorporating that card into that class. So that's one less card for me to design. And Rose is really easygoing with that, so I'm sure she wouldn't mind, but I'll check with her. We're going to do Nests of Winter in September, Season of Green and Gold in October, Season of Elegance in November, and Regal Winter in December. And then for Let's Just Stamp, we're going to do in September Changing Leaves, October's Regal Flora, November is going to be Artful Amaryllis, and we're thinking about doing Poised Peony in December. We're going to do a Stamp-a-Stack featuring a little bit festive in November, and the Memories and More class, I'm going to be doing it, will be Reindeer Days in November. I have pulled together what I'm thinking about doing for the monthly classes through the end of the year, but these are always hit and miss. Like, they're 90%. I might swap one out and put Cutest Onesie in for September and swap out one of these. I guess I was on the fence about potions and spells because we don't generally have a lot of people that do Halloween cards, but if you guys are like, yep, we want Halloween, I'll definitely put in a Halloween card in there. So yeah. So Barbara, got good question, and that I like to share that with you guys. I know if you like to plan ahead, having that screenshot can help you, because especially for those suite classes and for demonstrators who work during the pre-order, if you like to take classes with me and you like to take advantage of my bundle suite promotion that I do, where you get a half a pack of paper free, you might hold off and order those with a host code to get that promotion through me. So, yay, don't let the turkeys get you down. I know, but I talk to Rose about this a lot. Not a lot, but it seems like once a month, Rose and I will have somebody, either her or me, will have somebody that is a Debbie, what we call it. Sorry if your name is Debbie. I don't mean this negatively. I guess you could have a negative Nancy. So if your name is Nancy, sorry, or Debbie Downers, that's just the saying, right? You get one of those. You could have 20 people that just told you positive things, and you have one person that tells you something negative, and then that one person can put you in a funk for, I don't know, hours, days, whatever it is, and just in general in life, right? And so it took about 2 hours to not think about this lady, and then started emailing all the rest of you guys, and life was good again. So all's good. I know, it's so much easier said than done, you guys, though, to not let one person ruin it. I totally get it. Phooey, yes. All right. Yes. Oh, hi, Sherry Martin. Thanks for sharing. Do you think setting up an automatic reply would help? So I've thought about that too. But I think that for the most part, I'm afraid to set up an automatic reply because this is my Chris M. Bertram email address is where everything in my life comes into. And I get a lot of spam emails. And I get a lot of automated, I would have to say, emails from different businesses, like Kohl's or whatever business. And I feel like if I set an out of office, it will email those people and it will email all potential scammers. And one of the things I don't like to do with scam emails is reply to them, because I don't want them knowing that they emailed a valid email address. And so I've always been hesitant about putting that out of office on there or our way. And also, I communicate with you guys that I'm away, but if I'm putting that on my emails and the wrong person hears that, then that could be bad too. So generally, I think if you guys know I'm on vacation and I tell you I'm going to reply to you when I get back, that's usually good. But sometimes new customers or new people in my life don't know that. But I've thought about that, Kathy. It's a good idea. You are the greatest of all times. I love it. I love it. All right. So, hi, Amy. Hi, Carmen Sanders. I got a couple more gals that flew in here. Hi, Judy Immel. There's a lot of beautiful stamp sets in the new mini. I'm so happy that you feel that way. Hi, Penny Powell. Penny, we got to chat too because you have sent me a couple messages and I have some questions for you. So you're on my radar as well. Janice, hi Janice. She didn't respond and apologized. She didn't. So, and it's okay. Eileen Beasley and Barbara. Barbara, send me a note. If you don't mind, send me a little email or a text and just say, hey, check out Rosa's card from last Friday. And that will help me to remember that. Oh, Judy Sharp says Halloween. Nancy says Halloween. Judy says Halloween. Okay, well, I was going to be using the potions and spells stamp set. So maybe I'll leave that one in and take out the trees and move the trees to a different month. So I'm still working on that. There's Holly. Hi. Hi, Angelique. I did hear that even though the mini catalog doesn't have Halloween, they are planning on more Island exclusives. That's good to know. All right. Hi, Betty Pyle. And there's Pat Fleming. Funful on Friday was beautiful, and Halloween's good. Hi, Karen Ford. Okay. So yes, good. We're here tonight for class, and class is going to be amazing. I have my kit here. Before I go into that, I am going to share some happy mail with you, and I'm also going to do roll call. I like to do roll call for a couple reasons. I like to thank everybody who registered for this class. It's because of you that I make kits up and it helps support my business. And I want to say thank you for those that get kits. Because of you guys getting kits, I do the video free for everybody. Sometimes I get the question that asks, what's free? When I have on my schedule, it says free, but want kits. My YouTube videos are always free to watch. I don't do much of anything in private YouTube videos except for my events, like the Creative Escapes, my Stamp and Fun in the Sun, my team event meetings. That kind of stuff is always private. But whenever I do a card making class, it's to share it with everybody. And so what's free is the YouTube video, and then people who get kits help support me by either paying for the class, or sometimes there are classes that are offered free with a purchase. So thank you to those people. And the other reason I like to do the roll call is because I like to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And so I have a list all the way up through basically today. And I would have to say, Debbie Stone, you were the last one that I wrote down in my book on Wednesday, and you got your kits shipped. But I did have 4 people that I caught their registrations between Wednesday and today. So they have not received the PDF tutorial, and I'll say who those people are. But if everybody before Debbie Stone, and I'll call it out, should have gotten the PDF tutorial. I meant to send it out to you guys on Wednesday, but it was not ready. Jolene didn't have it ready Wednesday morning, and it wasn't ready Wednesday afternoon. So I connected Karen Wetstein and Jolene together instead of me being the middle lady while I was away. I connected Jolene and Karen, and they were able to communicate back and forth to get the PDF ready to a point where it was emailed to me, I think sometime over the weekend or late Friday, but I was away. I did not take my computer with me. And so it was waiting in my inbox for me first thing this morning. And it was one of the very first things I did was email out the PDF tutorial to everybody. So I'll go through roll call and thank everybody for joining me for class. Sorry, I almost said hi, Pat Fleming. So Pat Fleming, you're first on our list. And then Julie Bierschbach, Jennifer Jones, Frances Rodriguez, Angelique McClendon, Sherry Stewart, Sue Spigner, Connie Moore, Nedra Dover, Shirley Malarkey, Sherry Everett, Donna Grushke, Jenna Helms, Jeannie Parker, Sandy Wicklander, Lisa LaFramboise, Ellen Brover, Karen Wetstein, Mary Jo Stoll, Karuna, Trisha Fagley, Lynn Beasley, Roxanne Burton, Mary Beesgrove, Karen Woods, Feline Mays, Susan Bellamy, Christy Wiltshire, Mary Carls, Sarah Mitchell, Barbara Godby, Ann Bellinger, Debbie Gast, Shelley Cooper, Barbara Rudolph, Leslie McMinn, Linda Hunt, Linda Scott. I love my Lindas always are together. Lynette Mooney, they don't even try, but they're always next to each other. Lynette Mooney, Marisha Roberts, Miss Mary Lemke, Sandy Coy Emery, Susan Wormley, Kate Race, Laura Sullivan, Christina Bernards, Patty Wright, Kathy Showalter, Karen Stagg, Deanna Stell, Vicki Rodriguez, Carmen Sanders, Betty Pyle, Gwen Simmons, Sherry Martin, Sheila Roberts, Tanya Jackson, Sharon Davis, Sarah Merchant, Sandy Polatwitz. Oh, hang on, I gotta say that differently. Polatwitz. Sandy Polatowitz. And Sandy, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Politowitz. Okay. Carrie White, Debbie Stone. Okay, so everybody from before Debbie Stone, you would have gotten the PDF tutorial this morning. Now, Debbie Eppersbacher, Margene Eskelson, Kat Fronick, and Cheryl Aldridge. I got your names on my list after I got back, which was today, basically. And I will be sending you the PDF once I can get through the rest of my emails in case there's anybody else that also registered for this class that I haven't documented yet. You guys, I have plenty of this class available yet. I have, at the moment, 84 kits with only 68 people signed up. I believe that makes 16 available. If I can do math in my head really fast, I'm guessing that much. 10 to 16 are available depending on if others have signed up and I haven't logged their names yet. So hi Mitzi Stanley. If you're watching this today or tomorrow in the next week, definitely, or even 3 months from now, it doesn't hurt to reach out to ask to see if I have kits available. One of the things that you can always do is if you're wondering if a class is available, go to my website, cardsbycrispy.com. And when you're in there, if you click on the resources link and you scroll past these documents, the past classes available. This is where you would find, so like Full of Life. Ooh, Full of Life is gone. I got to take that off of there. The last kit went a week or so ago. I've got to delete that one, but it doesn't hurt if it's in here. It's generally here, and if it's not here, if they're not here and they're listed, I just need to delete them, but you can always ask, and this is where it would show up. So that is where I have my past available classes. There might be another one that needs to come off, and it might be the Be My Valentine. I had a couple people reach out. I did my showcase video last week, Tuesday, and I had a few people reach out for past classes, and I just haven't had a chance to properly pull them and update this on my website. Just know though, that is the place to look for it. If you, hi Mimi, late but you made it. Hi Jeanette, good morning to you. Hi Sarah Merchant. Yay, lots of you guys are here and rocking and rolling, and I love it. Where are you escaping the heat? Yeah, Melanie, sounds like you're traveling somewhere. That's awesome. All right, and also I want to share with you guys some happy mail that I've been getting. This is from Trisha Fagley. So yay. So you guys, this was a class that I did. I think it was November of, not this last year, but the November. So it'll be 2 years this November. It was called A Wonderful World. So the PDF tutorial is out there, and Trisha said that she got this PDF from me, and she made up this class. This is one of her favorites. This card is, and I love it too, with this frame around the edge. You did a great job with this ribbon. It was like bumblebee ribbon, I think. It's really pretty. And oh, thanks Mitzi. And a really pretty card. So about my shirt, you guys, it's a team shirt. It says Be Happy Stampers on the front. And for those of you who are on my team, we had a team meeting a couple weekends ago, and we talked about the team swag or team paraphernalia. This is one of the shirts that if you're on my team, you can order this. Now, it doesn't come this way. This cut is compliments of Diane Bogenhagen. She took my shirt and she cut it into a V-neck for me. But the back on it says, I'm gonna go like this and see if you guys can see it. So it says, let's go like that. It says, making something pretty. So you guys might hear me say that from time to time, like make something pretty with it when there's a leftover anything. And so these are our team shirts that when we traveled through Houston, we were all in purple and people couldn't miss us. And so we're going to run these shirts again for next year for anybody on my team that's wanting to go to Raleigh, or on the team and just wants the shirt, where you have part of the team swag order. So yeah, Kelly helped me. There it is, making something pretty. So Kelly helped me put that together. Okay, so that was from Trisha Fagley. This one is from, let me look on here. It was Margene Eskelson. So both Trisha and Margene donated some product for the Wounded Warrior benefit, and the product is starting to roll. And this is the poppies products that we had a couple years ago. And here she cut out the, oh man, I used to remember the name of this die cut. It was so, it's like completely blanked. When I saw it, I thought of it. When I had to say it out loud, it was gone. It was a die set that was before it was when Stitch Dies started to come out with Stampin' Up. Probably like, I'll have to think about it. You guys might recognize it too. There's a little stitching around the edge and it's this tighter little scallop. And so it was cool. She cut that out and then popped it up, which was awesome to give it kind of a shadow. So that was really pretty, Margine. And then she stamped on the inside. Love it. Angelique loves the purple shirt. Yay. Hi, Jean Turboligger. All right. This one is from Roxanne Burton. Roxanne, may the good you do come back to you. I love it. And then some of that rose gold ribbon. And she is going to be doing the Wounded Warrior benefit with us. I love it. Oh yes, Melanie is coming up to us. Yeah, I remember you talking about that last week, Melanie, that you're going to be up here. You were waiting for the EAA to get done. All right. Oh yes. No. Connie, it was before contour. You're thinking of scalloped contours, but it was before that. And it wasn't the postage. It was Stitched So Sweetly, maybe. I'm thinking maybe it was Stitched So Sweetly dies. If I look that up, I bet that's where that one's from. This one comes to us from Darrell Hoffaker, and she did some of the holographic foil in the painted textures embossing folder in a stitched rectangle and added on some of this is, I think, the autumn DSP from last year, if I had to guess what that is. Another little stitched rectangle with some double ribbon. Love it. Love it. So pretty, Darrell. And then she stamped that on the inside, translucent florals. Very stitched with whimsy. No, Carmen Sanders, I don't think it was stitched with whimsy. Sentimental, stitched so sweetly. Isn't it potentially, you guys, this is how I look for things. I go to the Pinterest. And when I want to like look for something Stampin' Up, if I go stitched with whimsy, no, stitched with, stitched, sentimental, what is it? Stitched so sweetly, stitched, sentimental so sweetly. So it came up with a choice. Yes, this is what I was thinking. I don't know who this is, but this is the die right there. So if you guys, that was the die, the largest, oh, can you even see that? The largest rectangle right there, and it had this pretty die. I loved these dies. They were one of my favorite die sets, but that rectangle one, if you guys, that's what I was thinking this is, and I'm pretty sure that it is. It's got a scalloped border, stitched so sweetly, okay? So it came to me after a little bit. I had to think about that one. All right, then I have another card here from Naomi Worrell. Naomi is doing the Autumn Creative Escape and the Wounded Warrior benefit with us, which is really cool. And that's pretty, I love it's like sweet sorbet would be my guess, with black and a little flower on the front, and very pretty. So the Autumn Creative Escape, you guys, the registrations are starting to rock and roll in for that as well. And people registering for the DSP sampler. This one is from Holly. Holly sent me this little cute card, and it's got a little hello on it. On the other side, she put a sticker with a cat. So I did get this, Holly, for the Zinnia class. And one more here I still have more Happy Mail, you guys. I had a bunch of cards come in over the last week. And this is from Rose Garibaldi. So I love it. Pumpkin. I believe this was the pumpkin that Sarah Douglas helped to design with the sunshine in a yellow box from a couple of years ago. Fun stuff. All right, so that's what I have for the Happy Mail. And I do, again, you guys, I have a stack of mail about that tall. I don't know, tall. I'll be going through that tonight too and getting back to you guys on that. And let's plug that back in. It was almost dead. So this was the Designer Series paper sampler I keep talking about. We did this for the annual catalog, and we'll be working on the mini catalog for the holiday here soon. But this is for class tonight. This is the Mediterranean Blooms. It's 12 by 12 paper, and the back sides of them were, or the front sides, whichever you want to call it. There's one side that had more navies and blues and whites, and then the opposite side that had the fruits of our labor, so oranges and lemons. And you might have completely dismissed the whole thing because you're like, I don't like lemons, I don't like oranges, I don't know. So you might have thought to yourself, I don't want this class. And that's okay. But you might not be interested in the stamp set that looks like this. But I will tell you, when I did the Share, Create, Inspire card last month, or actually it was earlier this month, that looked like this. I had a lot of people that reached out to me that said, wow, I really like this set. And a lot of people ended up buying the designer series paper just to be able to make cards using the paper. So that card was inspired from Christina Heiser's Share, Create, Inspire with the To Market. And I thought it was pretty crazy that I used this, which is this month's ink, paper, scissors, and she used the To Market, which is actually next month's ink, paper, scissors. And To Market is another one that you do not need to have the stamp set. We went heavy on using the designer series paper and designing cards that utilized your designer paper. So you needed a sentiment, I should say you need a sentiment in blackberry, a sentiment in like a brown espresso-ish, another sentiment in blackberry, and again, they can be any sentiments. That will be die cut for you. And then all the die cut embossing done. So another card where all you need is a sentiment. So that is ink, paper, scissors for next month. If you want to get signed up for that, you definitely can already. So that was cool. So a lot of people, I think, overlooked this Citrus Blooms in the annual catalog. Let's go find it really quick. It is right there. Look at that. All right. Happened to just pop it open. So the suite is called Mediterranean Blooms, but the bundle itself is called Citrus Blooms. And in this suite, there are gems. So people who got this class from me got the pack of opal rounds that are called Opal Rounds Assortment. Okay, clever name. And then we were lucky because they came out with some really cool white frayed ribbon, which we used on the design of these cards, which are an online exclusive. You can't find them in a catalog. Online exclusive means you can only see them in the online store. But doesn't mean you can't purchase them from yourself as a demonstrator or from the demonstrator that you work with. They are always available for purchase. You just can only view them in an online fashion via the internets. All right. So I want the To Market and the frames flowers class that okay, yes, Amy, I saw that you sent me a text and I feel like you already paid me for the frames and flowers class. So Amy, for you, in case I don't get back to you like tonight and you want to send money, for those that are getting August classes from me, we plan to have everything ship out all together. So we can consolidate packages and classes. So somebody might opt to not get as many classes because they don't want to have to pay shipping each time. We'll just know we have all of the 6 kitted classes. We're going to have them ready by the end of the day tomorrow, and they're all going to mail together. And generally, if we get them in the mail tomorrow or by Thursday, you will get every one prior to the first class being held, and which is next week Thursday, which is like mind-blowing. Like, I'm so excited, you guys. I have no idea. So we're ahead, and we needed to be ahead because of the construction that's going on upstairs in my craft room. So Amy, yes, you definitely no, I didn't. Oh, you didn't yet. Okay. Well, so just knowing that you didn't send it yet. So for people that want to get multiple classes, I always use the stamp stack as the base at 68. And then that would make the ink, paper, scissors for next month 34 instead of 39, taking $5 off, which is awesome. All right. Love my tea. Laura, yay, I'm glad. Hi, Laura Sullivan, by the way. And Laura, you're coming tomorrow or you're coming Thursday? I think you're going to be here tomorrow, right? I think you're still planning to come up, hopefully. All right, so I've already pulled out the stamps that I need, but this is what the stamp set looks like for tonight. We've got our oranges and some sentiments and some actual little focal background images here. There are dies, which they actually work. These, so crazy. Don't ask me why, but they created the dies for the oranges and not the lemons. So you'll be able to utilize these maybe for like half your cards. And then this is another die we pulled in for the kits. Will they be ready when I get there? Maybe. The suite class won't be, I don't think. We're starting at 10 and it takes about 3 hours to kit the suite class. So ink, paper, scissors is ready, and I think frames and flowers is like everything's all kitted except for the 2 classes. They're just all separated now. They're not married up, I should say. So it just depends, Laura. I'll have to look to see what, oh, I think that we can make that work because I don't know. Well, we can talk. So, all right. So that's what we're going to use. This class only used one ink color and it is Night of Navy. And before I get going too far off track too, I want to give you guys, I forgot about this. I have this sitting here. I want to give you an update because I got through a bunch of registrations today for the Wounded Warrior benefit. Anybody want to guess how many people we have signed up already, which is phenomenal? We're not like completely full. When I asked Tyler this question, he like guessed way high. I think he's a little bit more aggressive of a guesser than me, but I show in my books 103 people, which is phenomenal to have 103 people signed up for the October 5th event. And we have about 150 more spots to fill. So we're getting there, which is awesome. But I'll show these again in case anybody missed seeing them, that if they want to get on the Wounded Warrior card benefit, either in person or kits mailed or completed cards, just let me know. These are the awesome cards. We're already starting to prep and prepare the kits, and then we'll be making cards for those that want them made in a few weeks. So we're starting. Okay, Judy guessed 178. Sherry guessed 125. So you guys were, Judy Immel, Judy, you don't want to have 178 yet because if we have 178 people signed up and we're planning for 252 at the moment, that means that we've grossly underestimated the forecast. And we might be getting more. I would be very happy if we are close to, let's say, 220 or 230 by the end of August going into September, so that we have about 30 more to fill for September. Or even if we had like 20 left over after the event, Sarah Douglas is going to do a Facebook Live talking about the event and what she did for the weekend. And even if we had a few left after the event, she would help us promote those last few kits to be going to Happy Homes. But I would love to say 178 people. That would be phenomenal, but I'm happy with 103. 125 would be really good too. Sherry said the lemons were easy to cut out. Good. Okay, let's get back on track here. So these are the cards we're going to be making today. We have an ink, paper, scissors in front of us, and that means that we need to do some cutting of the designer series paper. Add Wounded Warriors to your August classes. I will definitely do that, Sandy. And a bunch of you too, don't forget to reach out to Mary to confirm my message. Oh yes, about her using the yes. Okay, that's a good point. So hang on, Gwen, that needs to make it into this little book here. So this is a to-do thing. So let me I ran a little space at the end, but we're gonna put Mary Gunn and then Wounded Warrior card benefit to help promote that too. Wanting tonight's, oh yes, was part of your message. Oh, Penny Powell, you're so correct. It sure was part of your message. So you are one of them that is on my list now, and we'll figure out the rest later. So I'm glad that is but you put a cap on the limit. Oh, Judy, that is such a good thing to say. You're right. You put a cap on the limit. And we did put it at 252. And both you and Diane and also my mom would say, you have to say no when you're out. That is a very valid point. So we'd have to say no, which would be very hard to do. So, okay. Oh, saying no is a hard thing, you guys. It really is. All right. So we're going to cut some designer series paper first and pull our papers. I told her you were away camping. Perfect. I appreciate that, Gwen. We're going to cut designer paper here, and then we have to pull our oranges, pull our lemons. There's 2 pieces here. And then on this one is a little bit of a fun fold. It goes this way and that way. And we're going to pull that paper in this one. And then on this card, there's 2 pages and another set of oranges here. So let's look. Let's look. So for those that got this class from me, it was kind of a similar situation to the Zinnia class, meaning you might have gotten your package and an edge might have been rolled over, the top might have been rolled this way, and we understand that that could have happened. And we're okay with that because we had to make a decision of what are people gonna prefer to have. Would they prefer to have full lemons and oranges, or not have have it cut 6 by 6 and you have your lemons and oranges cut right through the middle? So Karen Wetstein helped us out, you guys. She gets the MVP for tonight. She cut, how did she cut? She cut everybody's paper in half one way, and she really went like this on a bunch of paper, and then she further cut them in half again, so you could end up with full sets of these the produce versus otherwise this would have been cut through here, it cut through here, you would have lost this one and lost this one. So we figured people wouldn't mind a little bit of a curled edge and having more full pieces of fruit. This one must fit like this. So again, it salvaged the fruit by doing that. So again, if you do have a little rumple in your paper, don't mind it, just unrumple it, just kind of put it back the opposite way and hopefully it straightens it out. And maybe it's just the edge of a fruit that you could salvage most of the rest of it, I should say. Okay, you should sell the PDF. It is, Sherry Stewart. The PDF will be for sale for whatever I put the cost on it. Basically, that will be a donation, straight up donation. I'll have to track that as well. And that could go, my tutorial sales are worldwide. So that is definitely, that is on my radar. And Melanie says she loved how I cut them. Yay, way to go, Karen Wetstein. Yes, you guys, kudos to Karen Wetstein for the cutting of this paper. Now, what do we have though? Let's look at this really quick, as long as we have these in front of us. We need oranges. Orange, you glad we're here today? Okay, so we're gonna grab the one that has a set of 3 oranges. That's my orange joke. Oh, that's a different set of oranges. Nope, that's the correct. Yep, there it is, perfect. Then there's a single orange. All right, so let's pull this one out. That'll go for that one. What does that leave? That leaves all of this. You have more oranges to make more orange cards. For our lemons, there's a doubler over here, which looks like for that one. And then we chose the single one. So there should be a single one on one of the pages. Ultimately, we designed these cards using a single of each and the multiples for each. So that leaves this, which you have more lemons to create with later in life. Making something pretty, you guys. All right, I have these sitting here only because I wanted to tell you guys I have lots of the wildly flowering left. And for those, there are people coming in person for this class on Wednesday night. Completely saw these sitting here. Just wanted to share that I do have lots of these kits, maybe like 15 left, in case anybody still wants to sign up in person or attend with to-go kits. All right, what else is in here? You have some more 6x6 paper. You'll have your roll of ribbon, the white frayed. You'll have your opal rounds, and you should have 4 card kits. So let's look at the paper. We need blues and oranges. So let's go with this one. That one, that looks like this little, whatever the pattern is, that is for this card here. So I'm gonna set that here. And then you shouldn't necessarily need that one. This one with the little lemon or the little flowers goes with that same card. So those 2 are for that card. You shouldn't necessarily need that one. This flowery one that looks like that with the lemons on the back, that actually goes for this card and this card. So we're gonna set that here. That'll be for those 2. And I don't believe yep, you need this one too. The back side of this is the last card here with the lemons, so that'll go there. That one we have everything. That one we have. Now we need over here. Oh, look at what we did. This pattern goes with this one and that one. And it leaves oranges. These oranges, I believe, are actually this pattern here. So I took it off to the side. I'm bringing it back. I'm retracting it and bringing it back for this one. And then that leaves these 2 pieces, which look like this on the back. And this one was a hard pattern. It was oranges and lemons mixed. And that's what's on the back. And I don't believe that I'm lying. One moment, please. One of these cards is a fun fold, and it's this one right here. You see that? That's where this one, because we had to use all the patterns at least once. So save one of these sheets to be for the inside of this tri-fold card. And then you can set this off to the side. Okay. let's start cutting and see what we can get. So I'm just gonna pile these up over here, and I'm gonna kind of leave these in this order and see what we can find. So this one right here, that back piece with the navy, is a 2 by 5 1/4. But we also need that piece on this one. So what I'm gonna do is cut my 2 inches off first, and then I'm gonna cut it at 5 1/4. Is it even 2 inches? Oh no, it's not even 2 inches. Ha ha. It could be 2 inches. Let's see what it says. I was guessing. I shouldn't guess. It is 1 3/4. Oh, oopsies. So you know, honestly, I cut it at 2 inches. There's no reason why it couldn't be 2 inches. So instead of cutting off the 1/4 inch and throwing it away, I am just going to leave it at 2 inches and call it a day on that piece. And I missed one little thread there. Okay, so it was supposed to be 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, which is what the PDF says. I just absently minded cut it at 2 because that seemed like a good number. Okay, then let's look at the follow the instructions on the pin pad. 4 3/4 by 3. That is for this orange piece, and the oranges seem to have a direction to me, but you don't see it when it gets on here. So I am going to, so I know I need it at 3 inches, but I want to save part of it for the envelope flap. So what I'm going to do is cut it at 3 inches this way, because I want to use this for my envelope flap. And I know that close up you probably think, well, there's not a lot of direction to it, but I'm seeing a lot of the stems that they should be at the top. So I do want the 3 by 4 3/4. So what I'm going to do is cut it at 3 inches here, and then I'm going to take this section and use this for my envelope. Okay, so I'm going to, with it this way straight, I'm going to flip it this way and cut it at 3 inches. All right, 3 inches is just right in the middle, and this is going to be left over for an envelope flap, and then by 4 3/4 this way, and that gives us our piece for right there. And the reason I didn't really care about the direction is most of it gets covered up in the middle, so you can't really tell which way stuff needs to go. So I was okay with that. So this is extra. This I'm going to use for my envelope. So I'm going to hold it like this. Oh, I could even use that side for my envelope. And with this one, the oranges, there is a die that we could utilize for this one. And I'm going to attach it to this. And at some point, I will stand up, move my butt over to the die cutting machine and go grab it. And we'll just set that like this for now. And finding the right kit here is going to be a key where they look a lot alike when you open them up. That's the yellow one. This is green. So when I opened this up, what I did is I looked for the Distress Tile embossing folder, and that's what we're going to use for this card right here. So we'll set that like this, and we'll just start making a pile. Alrighty. Now, I just lied because I just realized that I was like, yep, I'm going to use this for my envelope. Oh, I can. Hang on. Yeah, I didn't lie because this can still be my envelope, and I grabbed the second piece, which is good. Okay, so this is the other part of this. We need this for that card here, and that designer paper is the size 4 by 2 1/2, and just for good measure, it is 4 by 2 1/2. And this is currently, wow, it's just at 4. So I'm gonna go like this and do 2 1/2, and double check this at 4 just to make sure, and it pretty much is. Nice. So that just worked out really good. So this is the piece that goes on the top here. And then we have another piece of designer paper, which is the designer paper on the background here with the flowers. And that piece is a 5 by 3. So what you could do is cut this at 3. Now look at it for direction. To me, more lines are going this way. So I'm going to cut it at 3 because that's the width. So 3 cuts it, should cut it in half for the most part. And then by 5. 3 by 5. And that is the piece that's going to go right there. Now the lemons don't have a die cut. So we'll come back to that. We'll do it as we get working on the card. So then this was one where you're going to look for the yellow. I believe it was my second one down here. It's the one that has the the exposed brick. So we're going to stick this stuff all on the pile, move it over yonder. Okay, so far so good. These are scraps. This should be a scrap. Now, I did see that this is available. I think that we might save that for the envelope flap. Okay. Now, orangey here, this die should fit this. So if you have the dies, you could die cut that. And what this one's going to be is a little bit of that blue flower, and it's 3.5 by 2.5. So we're going to cut that. And I want to just see what the size of the last one is. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so not to confuse you, but this is wider than that one. So what I think I want to do is cut 2 3/4 this way and 2 3/4 this way, and save that for this one right there. And then going back to this one is 3.5 by 2.5. So not quite 3.5, but that, so we'll have to use this piece. I was trying not to use this piece, but we're gonna have to. It's okay. So we're gonna do 3.5. Now here's the other option. For those that don't like to necessarily cut into bigger pieces, you could use this on your envelope flap. You could use this piece back here instead, right? You see that? That piece that was left over from over there could work just the same as this one. It's very interchangeable for patterns. And if you did that, you could use this lemony piece or this blue piece for either your envelope flap for the one of the next 2 cards. I would use it for the last card. So with that being said, and if you guys don't mind, I think that's what I'll do, because that's how kind of my brain works. And I think it would really cool to use these lemons for the envelope flap and then use this one for the card we're cutting now, which is 3.5 by 2.5. So this is currently 3.5. So if we go like this and make it 2.5, this becomes the interchangeable piece right here. And when you cut out the lemon, it'll cover, or wait, wrong one. We need the orange. Haha, the orange is right here. The orange, it'll cover up and you'll just see a little bit of the blue and white. I think that should be nice, very nice. And then our inside is that piece. Now there's oranges on the outside here. So I want to take this piece that has lemons and oranges, and I want to take more of the orangey section. And I think my oranges are coming down this way. And the size of it is 3 3/4 by 5. And I want like this section right here. So I'm gonna flip it around and I'm gonna cut, I actually like want that section right there. Let's see what 3 3/4 gives us. Right there. Oh, that should be good. So we're cutting off some of the lemons. And now, what section do you want? You want 5 inches of this. So do you want to cut off the bottom or do you want to cut off the top? I think I'm going to leave this, and you could do some of each too. I'm trying to look here. I think I'm going to go like this is my top. So I'm going to cut it at 5 inches this way. And so that's what I'm putting for my inside. This could be used for your bottom edge if you wanted. All right, scrap pile. You could use this somewhere else too. That could be potentially an envelope flap. And so now we have our 3 pieces of designer paper. And we're talking about this card right here. It's a blue with the green painted textures, which is that one. And so let's just set all of that stuff in there, and we'll come back to that later. All right, then our last card. Now, I snuck ahead. I've got my envelope flap, I've got my lemons, and I've got the one piece, but there's one last piece here. And that piece is the background, and it is 3 3/4 by 5. So it's a big panel here. So we're gonna cut 3 3/4 first, and by 5. So this could be an inside potentially if we wanted. Here's another strip, which could have been the envelope flap too, but I think we're set now. Oh, actually, that would be a better envelope flap. So we're gonna swap them out and then put these guys with our last kit here. I'm assuming it's correct. And we'll set everything here. And then what we had left was our ticket, our golden ticket for class. So if you got this ticket, it has the name of the class, which if you're looking for the PDF tutorial, you could look for Mediterranean Blooms in your inbox. And if you're looking for the video, you could always go to my YouTube channel and search July 29th, or go to my calendar of events and go to July 29th, and you'd find the link for this video. So that's where that golden ticket comes in very handy. Okay, so, oh, that was a lot of cutting. All right, take a deep breath. All right, how did you guys do on the cutting? Hopefully everybody did that okay. I didn't confuse you guys too much. And we'll go right into this first card. We'll set these guys off to the side and pull out this one. All these cards are double matted for you guys. It's ink, paper, scissors, so we definitely love to always double mat. Let's just stamp an ink, paper, scissors. If I had a Vanna White here, they could help me cut my lemons. I did not think ahead to do any cutting ahead. All I thought about was answering one more email and not being too late for class in the interim. And I don't think we were too bad. So somebody said that these cut pretty easy. I kind of agree. You just want to keep a little bit of a margin. I like a little bit of a margin. Now, some people might not like that margin. You're always welcome to cut however you want. And if you're not a good fussy cutter, you could always ask somebody to help you. If you have somebody that wouldn't mind helping. I remember I was working on swap cards maybe 2-3 years ago. Seems like many months ago, let's say many months. And we went over to my friend Mandy's house for dinner. And I just brought a whole bunch of stuff that I needed fussy cut with me and colored. And so I sat there while I colored, and then I put her on fussy cutting, and she did not mind fussy cutting at all. And I got a lot of the cutting and the coloring done while the guys did their own thing talking. Fussy cutting can be very relaxing for some people and very annoying for others. So the thing is, when we do ink, paper, scissors that use a lot of the designer paper, it ends up being a lot more fussy cutting, but then you don't necessarily always have to have the stamps, and it doesn't always look like they're not stamped because the paper is so pretty. I'm going to sneak in here and get in here and get that white out of there. All right, so that wasn't so crazy bad. And now we should be ready for this one. Okay, let's pull out all our bits and parts here. And as long as we're here with our envelope, I like to run a little bit of liquid glue along the edge. And we'll add our lemons right away to the flap. And when you fold it over, it fills up the whole thing. Sometimes I end up having to cut a little bit of the white off, but I love adding the envelope flaps with Designer Series paper. Hi, Donna Grushki. All right, we'll flip this guy over. All right, first thing's done. We have an envelope flap. Yay. All right, then in the inside of your kit, you should have a navy base, which you can burnish. And then you'll have a white top like that, which is where your designer paper is going to go on to. You can dry fit that. And when you dry fit it, if you want to see less or more border, you can still do that. Then you have, hi Eileen, joining. We'll have to go back and watch the replay, no problem. You want to grab your white square, which is where this designer paper goes onto, and then you go on to a navy. And always look for the edging. Sometimes when my cutter cuts things, it leaves little hairs and I see that, so I can always just use my scissors and trim those off. And this is where you can dry fit things. And if you want to see more or less border, that's your opportunity now. We have this little label. This comes from the Something Fancy dies. And you've got your lemon here ready to go. And then your inside is a white mat and a Daffodil Delight mat. And you can just test them out, make sure they fit good. And then we'll go ahead and do all of our stamping. All of the stamping, because there's so much of it, right? All right, so you've got a little one of these flowers. Flower goes in the bottom corner there. And then I've got just checking in. And I'm going to go on the back of my label first. Hi, Carol Alanis. It was a great camping trip. I'm going to do the back first and see once how it looks. Okay, I could live with that, but that was a good practice. Now I'm going to go over to the front side here. And that's good too. So just checking in. If you guys have any small sentiments for this one, you could fill in with whatever small sentiments that you have. And one that I always go back to, even though it's retired, is called Sending Smiles. That was a fabulous one. Okay, we can get glue happy. So let's flip these. And on this one, I did look at this and I think I'm okay with my white. And if you think that you want less white, now is your time to cut a little bit off. If you do, just grab out your trimmer. I'm going to do a little bit just because. Let's grab this little guy out of here. I want to see just a little bit less white. So I'm not even going to measure. I'm just going to do a hair and a hair. Hopefully they were even hairs and one wasn't thicker than the other one. And what you can do then is check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Okay, I like that better. All right, lots of gluing. Glue, glue, glue. Let's see here. Okay, you guys ready for it? How many pieces do I have? Let's see. So we got a white for our inside. Yellow for our inside. Designer paper. White. Oh man, here. Let's do that one and that one. Okay, so white goes on the front of the card. I already dry fit everything, so should be okay. And then we've got our lemons. When life gives you lemons, you guys know what to do, right? You make lemonade. We've got a white here. Okay, and then we'll put our designer series paper on, like that. Our yellow inside. And the white. Now, if you would have a sentiment, you'd want to stamp that before you had put glue on it, just in case you didn't like the way you stamp it. Hi, Rosemary Schmidt from Northern Wisconsin. Hi, Deb Norman. Oh, that was really a false swoop. That was really good. And then grab your tear-in tape. And what we're going to do is put a little bit of tear-in tape on your hand for later. And then you can put some on the back, right-hand side. And we're going to do a loop, and a tail. We're going to start kind of in the middle here and make a smaller loop. Catch that tear-in tape on the back, make your little bit bigger of a loop, and then bring it out, and you can trim it with your ribbon scissors at an angle, like that. And then the tear-in tape that's hanging out here, you really want to put that over the top of that so that does not come apart later. And we're going to leave that on because we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. And we're also going to pop up Oh man, these little guys. We're gonna pop up our leaves along the bottom and our lemons as well. I'm gonna pop up that one leaf yet too. Okay, so we got a lot of popping going on. And then on this one, I want my branch to be flat. So we're popping up away from this branch. I like that to be grounded, I guess you could say, or growing out of the tree. Okay. All right. Hi, Andy Acquisto. Yay. I'm so happy that you think the cards are fantastic. Then this goes on, and I have, it's a little north of the equator, I guess you could say. So we're going to put it about an inch away from the top. And then we've got this prepped and ready to go. And I have it slightly angled. And some of the leaves are going off the edge of the square, and that's quite all right. And then our checking in is popped up strategically. So right here, so I'm gonna put, so this is gonna go here, so I'm gonna put the dimensional there, and I'm gonna put the dimensional right in the middle there. And that should be enough, coupled with a little bit of liquid glue right through the middle for the label to go on. And I'm not trying to cover up that flower. I want to see that flower. And we'll do something like that. Oh, this little leaf could be hanging out over the top of it too. There. That came together really nice. All right, gemsies. These are what we have for gems. There's blue, white, and gold. And mix and match whatever you want. There's room here on this one for, I put a big and a small there, a white and a blue. And then you could put a gold down here, white and blue, or yellow and blue. And then there should be, let's see if I have 4 on here. Oh yeah, there's one more. It's hard to see them. They kind of blend in a little bit, but there is one over here. There's not a lot of room on this one, but right here, and then maybe we'll put it or off to the side here or here. Gems are sometimes hard. Maybe right here. Okay. All right, and Stella, because it's designer series paper, you can Stella all of it if you want to. You can dance if you wanna. Just leave your friends behind. Because if your friends don't dance, then they're no friends of mine, you guys. Okay. Where did that come from? Little Devo there. All right. Very, very nice. I hope that wasn't too fast for you guys. Oh, I feel like gluing all those papers at the same time, it really, it comes together super fast. All right. There it is. And you've got your matching envelope. So fun. You could even stamp some lemons and stuff on the outside here if you wanted. You could put this up here like that and put your return address in there. So you could definitely do a little more decorating on this one. But I think that's pretty good. Boom. One done. You have a plethora of amazing and creative ideas. Oh, thanks, Rosemary. We definitely try. We do. All right. I'm so excited. We got one off the books here. One done. All right. Let's do the other lemon first. And then I'll take a break to get up and go get the die cutting machine. This will be our next one. Hi, Jen W. All right, so this will open like this and like that. Now that song is in my head. Angelique, sorry. Oh, fun stuff, you guys. And this is not the right one, so let's grab the bottom one here. I'm thinking it needs to be this one. Okay. So let's see. That can go there. All right, we did decide on an envelope flap for this one. So I like to fold it backwards, and it's big enough so that I'm gonna put my glue right on the flap over here, like so. And let's go like this. I generally try to match up that one corner so I don't have to cut so much off on that side. It's bright and cheerful. Definitely agree. One done. Yes, Sharon Davis. Definitely one done. And let's trim this. I always feel so accomplished after the class is done if we do envelopes. I feel more accomplished. I don't know, it's not, adding on this piece of paper doesn't take that much extra time, but I feel like it really completes the class when the envelope flaps get done. And I think that's why I like ink, paper, scissors a lot. Now, I might save this because that could potentially go on the inside. I'm not quite sure yet. All right, that's our flapperoni. And let's look what this is in here. So when you open it up, you have this piece, which is scored already for you, like that. You could take your bone folder and burnish it. That is the piece where this designer paper is going to go on. You have a little piece of a navy rectangle that will go behind as an accent piece for your label. You have an embossed piece with the exposed brick. And your base has a score in the middle and at a quarter, and that quarter folds back like this. So to make this a fun fold. So this is like this, and then this yellow piece that's embossed goes right in the middle. Then this is your piece for your innard. So that should fit right in the middle there of the navy. And you have a piece of Daffodil Delight that should fit in here like that. And this piece of designer paper should nestle right in there. Okay, so far so good. And then we have a piece of designer paper that we've already pulled from earlier that you need to talk yourself through some more cutting. This one is the one that has 2 lemons. Now don't ask me why they chose to make dies for the oranges over the lemons. Just don't know, maybe because oranges are sweeter? Well, I don't know, but I sure do like a vodka lemon raindrop martini or whatever you call the lemon drop martinis. They're not so bad. I've had a 1 or 2 in my life. And when you put a little bit of sugar on the rim, it makes it for a sweet lemon drink. Okay, and also lemonade can be definitely sweet. All right. Diane says we could do a Christine playlist one day. You could, well, that would be so funny if somebody keeps track of whatever one-lining songs I rattle off. You guys, I've been doing that on my lives for a long, long time. And I am one that if you say a word, and I might not say this out loud, but if I'm talking to you in a conversation and you say a word, I'll think of a song. Or a line from a movie, right? And I might not say it out loud because I won't interrupt the person that is talking, but I will definitely be thinking of it in my head. So, so a great conversation thing would be like, hey, we just had a conversation. How many songs did you just think of while we were talking? See if I come up with any. All right, we got that cut out. So let's get glue happy. All right, so I'm going to flip upside down that. We're going to flip up. Let's just test this really quick. I feel like that fit in there okay. Let me just measure good. I think I'm going to trim off a hair of my yellow. Now, I wouldn't need it really, but I want to see a little bit more blue on that left edge. So I am just doing that small hair. And that brought it over to the right a little bit more. And you see a little bit more blue on the side. Okay, I'm good with that. So let's flip our still skin there. And we're gonna do that one. And okay, ready for it? Let's do glue. Okay, I gotta think about that. You guys almost caught me here. So we have to be very, very careful. We cannot glue this whole piece. We'll be sad, bad news bears, if we do that. And I'll tell you why here in a moment in time. Let's get this so it's flush on that side, right? So it's completely lined up there. And this goes on, so it doesn't matter at the moment, but my fold is on the right, not the left. Or Sullivan, I think of you now with this wiggling of my glue. And oh, is there a top and a bottom? Not really. Yeah, Diana's right. It's nonstop when we design. Oh, fun stuff. Okay, I did see a hair at the top here, you guys. So I need to tell you, like when you see that kind of stuff, that happens. Chris has been helping me since May cut paper. And if we don't catch that in the kitting, she tells you to check it when you're doing your cutting, or you're assembling. You can cut that kind of stuff off if there's little hairs there, okay? She says it's just part of doing that. All right, we want to make sure when we glue this that we're not putting any adhesive here. And it is flat. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the opposite. I know where I need the glue over here, and this will help avoid me putting glue where I don't want it. So I'm putting the glue there instead, and it's really hard to see that, but it's there. And then this gets set right into it. And then you didn't risk going over the edge of glory with your designer paper. All right, so this is what we've got. Yes, you'll get to see that designer paper back there. And then this one, you're gonna glue the back of this now. And I like to kind of do this at the same time. So now we can wiggle with this a moment. I was trying to get the same margin on the top, the right and the left. And eyeball it or get a ruler out, however you so desire. Okay, good. Very good. Then we're going to do the same thing with our lemons here that we did with the last one. We're going to put dimensionals around the edge in the middle of things. This little leaf will get it. And then I'm going to leave it so the stem is flat. Now this one caused a slight little hiccup for us when we were working on this card, only because when you open this, it gets caught over here in the crack. It gets caught back there. So you gotta not have any part of this hanging over the edge or it'll get bent. So when you put this down, as much as we want it to be like this, you can't have this little leaf hanging over the edge. Either one of these, it has to be lined up like that. But I still am gonna do my stem flat and this top area flat. And when I put this down, I'm gonna make sure that my leaf, and to help the situation, you could actually cut a little bit more white. I know it's not gonna seem like it makes that big of a difference, but by cutting a little bit more of that white off, you have a little teeny tiny more wiggle room. Wiggle room is always a good thing. So I'm not going over the edge or the edge, and not all the way at the top. I'm okay with that. And make sure you don't have any, oh man, look at that. If you have a dimensional hanging over the edge, you gotta bring it back so that it's not hanging. Oh, that one was too. You gotta be careful not to have it hanging over the edge. Otherwise you'll glue the card shut. Hi, Nessa. Thank you. All right. So that's what we have there. All the love, okay? That's what we've got on the inside of this one. It's like all of the things and all of the feels and all of the touchy things, right? Okay, so we're gonna stamp that in here because that's part of the stamp set to keep it within the family. Again, you'll have a little label and you can stamp whatever you want on the inside. Diane, I think I got your stamp here. the glue part goes all the way over to the edge. Maybe I don't. You didn't have class yet, so I bet you can't have gotten mine yet. Oh, that's funny. There it is. All of the love on the back. I must have put my stamp on really off. You guys, with the clear, or I should say the cling, you have to put your own stamps together, only meaning that you just have to put the sticker on. And it's hard to get them on there straight, I will tell you that. All right. There it is, all of the love. All of the love your way. And then we did that little side action on the inside. That is the background stamp that comes in that set as well. All of the stamps we're using are from this set. Let's see here. We'll do, I get that was probably the same. Okay, that's good. Very good. All right, navy ink again. So we could glue this one in. I saved this You could have put this along the bottom, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to trim my edges off here and just put that to my scrap pile. And this will get glued on the inside. And then we'll work on the label part here. All right, so when that opens, there it is. Good deal. Not as much room to write. No, Diane, you don't have to check. Oh, it's funny. And you guys, one of the funny things is Diane will bring her stamps over when we're designing so that we use either hers or mine, and she'll have me put her stamps together. So, so that's very possible. What happened too is I put them on. I wouldn't surprise me. All right, we need the tear and tape on the side and the tear and tape on the back. And we're going to do a couple weavings of the back and forth. So we're going to have a tail underneath the E and the V, or E and the L. You can trim the edge too, so make it a little longer so you can do a little trim job. We're going to make a little bit of a loop, bring it back, y'all, and loop it back, and then you can cut your tail. And just like that, the tear and tape waiting over on the side is now ready to go right through the middle here. And while you have it like this, it's nice to get a good cut like that. So all we did is a little bit of a weaving back and forth. Now this will go onto this rectangle piece, and it's going to get popped up. That ribbon is pretty thick though in and of itself. So what you could do is peel that off, grab the white dimensionals, put them right next to where the ribbon is, and then capture that little rectangle. Now this is just an accent piece, because if you put this on here, it looked kind of blah. I don't know, it looked a little boring. But then when you put the little bit of a blue behind it, it just added a little bit. There. Okay, and then that's gonna go on the card. Again, you can't have it past the fold line. It's gotta be to the left of the fold line. This is already popped up here. So we don't need to be popping up more there, but what we do need is a dimensional right over here. And then what we'll do is put a little bit of liquid glue right there for it to hold down. And again, it has to be to the left of the fold. I know we cover up that little flower, but that's just how it's gonna be. And then we also use a little bit of white ribbon, make an overhand knot. So I know the PDF tutorials generally always have an approximate length of ribbon you need, but if you want to save ribbon, what you could do is, instead of cutting 4 inches, what I'm going to do here is just make an overhand knot with the end of the ribbon, and it might only use 3 inches, and then you end up saving an inch because you have all of this to hold. And then when you make your overhand knot, you can bring the knot as close as you can to that edge, and you end up using less ribbon. Okay, and then what we're going to do is trim our little tails here. Generally, I do it once it's on the card, but because this is the frayed ribbon, it's kind of hard to cut it on the card. So we're just going to add a couple glue dots. And one, I'd love to say 1 is enough, but I'm not going to say 1 is enough. So I'm going to actually put down 1, and I'm going to put 1 next to it, and I'm going to put another one on the other side as well. And then all of that is going to get flattened with our ribbon right there. So it captures the knot in the middle, and it captures the 2 tails. All right, so that's what we've got for this guy. Not done. Make those lemons glisten in the sun. Make those flowers shine. And make our leaves smile. Perfect. You could also do these little edges of your blue that you see kind of hanging out over the edge. You can, if you want to, Stella your ribbon. Why not? Thanks, Linda Hunt. Gemsies are nexties, and I've got a couple big white ones going on. One there, And there's one. Oh, that looks better with a small one. So let's go back here and grab a small one down there. The white ones kind of blend in. Got a blue 42 over there. Let's do a big blue right there. Let's do gold. If you don't press it down hard, you could pick it off yet. Let's do a gold one right there. So that's 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like there should be one more for dinner tonight. Let's do another one. This is sometimes hard. I don't like things to always be even, right? So there was one here, so I was gonna go up a little higher. So let's go right there. And I gotta put a 5th one on my card over here. Okay. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Judy. Okay, there we go. We've got our second one done with a matching envelope. Very cool. You open it up, you got a little action that way and a little back action that way. A little bit different of a fold. Woohoo! All right. I feel like chicken tonight. Just kidding. But eggs are probably in order. Okay, so that's kind of like chicken. All right, that is our second one. Let's put you over there. And now we're on to our oranges. So I'll have to go grab the die cutting machine here. And I think what we'll do is we'll do this first one first, or the bottom one first, because I have that one staged already for the die cutting. So we'll come back to that. Let's get working on putting a little bit together. So you have your envelope and you have a piece set aside for the envelope flap. Hi, Lisa. What is the cutoff to do the market class? Well, it just depends on when I sell out. And at this moment, I'm not set to sell out. We're kitting up 96 for it, and Diana's planning for 12. So that leaves 84 for me. And I have at the moment 35 signed up. So there's 50 left. So there's no cutoff unless I run out. And that is always the $1 million thing. Like, am I going to run out before class or am I not? And is there enough time to kit up more or not? So I would say that the class is going to be held. Ooh, when is that class? So let's just look here. So class is, I think, later in August. If we go to the events calendar for August, I think it is the 29th. Yep, it's the 29th. I have RSVP by 8/23. And if the class is ever sold out, I put registration is closed. I put that at the top of the event, right underneath the cover photo. It would say registration is now closed. It's full. But I would say I don't think we'll run out before, unless all of a sudden everybody's like, oh man, I really like this class and I gotta have it. But I never know if that's gonna happen. I kind of thought that might happen with this Mediterranean Blooms, but I still have 16 left. So now, Full of Life sold out the day of class, or like maybe the day after. And then that one was gone. All right, we've got some oranges for the envelope. And then in this one, you will see that what we did is we die cut your little foliage out of here, and then it got ran through the embossing. So Rhonda helped us out with all the embossing, so kudos to her. And Tammy and Anna and her mom help with die cutting. And what's nice is this will go here. And then we also have another piece of designer paper. We'll cover up that hole, so you'll never even know that it's back there. All right, then this little guy, I believe is from Unbounded Beauty, a set that's in the annual catalog. This is your piece for accent piece right here. And then you have a piece of garden green for the inside and a white for the inside. Double matting. All right, so those look like they fit. Very nice. So grab your bone folder, burnish, and we have hello, and on the inside, oh, that guy again. All right, so that's easy. Let's do that. We'll get this card pretty much staged, and then what we'll do is I'll go grab the die cutting machine, and then we'll cut both oranges at the same time. So we'll be ready then for the next one. Okay. So I did that like that. And then, hello, you called. Is it me you're looking for? It's gonna go on the back. And practice, because practice makes perfect. Okay, that looks all right. And then do one more. And hopefully you like that. And that looks okay too. All right, that's it for that one. Then what we can do is focus on gluing. So these will get glue. And we'll save you for later. And I think what we're gonna do is glue the top of this, and this gets popped up with dimensionals. All right, so here's what's going on in my head. We're gonna do the green, the white, and then for this, we wanna be careful because we don't wanna put glue where the hole is, okay? So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue where I think the designer paper needs to go, which is like that. And then I'm gonna leave it about 1/4 of an inch from the edge. I wanna make sure my top is flush. It's going down straight and adheres good. And you can always flip this over and use your scissors to trim off any extra designer paper that's hanging on. Okay, so then it's even. All right, then before my glue dries, because it's almost dry, I see it. Let's get a little more glue there. This goes on our inside. Definitely green and navy, and the daffodil and navy go really nicely together. Okay, there's our inside. And then now we can go ahead and put glue behind this whole mat. Getting to the end of my glue. Perfect. Deb said that she sent me a message for this one. Perfect. I will make sure that I look for it tonight, Deb, and get you signed up for it. I definitely have plenty available. All right, so that is the front, and now this one, I'm gonna pop this up. I have the black dimensionals in front of me, so I'm gonna go ahead and use them. You can't really see through the designer paper, that they're a little bit darker than the white ones, and that's okay. Pick these guys. You guys, can you see my thumbnail is back in action? One fell swoop. Okay, so funny story from camping. It was the last night. Every night we've been taking our food bag and putting it into the car and not having the food bag out because there were a lot of trash pandas out. Okay, raccoons, right? We call them trash pandas. They go through the trash. You could hear them going through the trash all the time. And at night anyways. So they finally got enough courage on that last night, on Saturday night. We were all four sitting by the fire. The fire's here. We're sitting along here. The smoke is going this way. The picnic table's over here. So we're all kind of like angled. And all of a sudden we hear rustling, like rustling. And we look up and there is a trash panda in my food bag, and he stole a bag of chips, or she, whatever it was, stole the chips. And they were sour cream and onion they were Maui sweet onion chips that were kettle cooked and amazing. And he picked the best thing out of the bag, and they probably couldn't even smell it because they were packaged up, but that happened. Every other night though was perfectly fine. We didn't have any problems. Well, I shouldn't say that. On one night, John and Tiff, they left their backpack outside the tent, and there was a granola bar in there that was packaged, or some nuts that were packaged. They weren't even in an open container. And whatever it was, probably a trash panda, moved it from the tent all the way to the middle of the campsite and had it opened and had scratched inside the bag. So we definitely had raccoons around. Oh, thanks, Mitzi. Okay, so this is going to end up going on here. So that's this piece, all right? And I'm not going to do anything crazy with that. I think what I'll do, just to get this glued down, is put some tear and tape right through the middle like this, because you'll have that orange over the top. So I'm just trying to connect it to this piece here. And it fits in here very nicely, like that. Hangs over the edge just a little bit over there, no problem. And then the other thing what we have, it's really light, it's really hard to see it, but there's a little bit of ribbon right here. And it's just secured behind, and then we have a little overhand bow knot on there. And so what we can do is grab a couple pieces. He had good taste. Yes, you could definitely say that. The Maui sweet onions are one of my favorite. Sour cream and onion are also good. It's the deep, what is it? The We Give a Chip. I'm trying to remember what the brand is, but oh my gosh, he stole my chips. And the only reason that we bought them is because we said, we're going to buy these chips. We don't always buy chips, but we're going to buy these chips to share them with John and Tiff, because then we're not eating the whole bag ourselves. All right, so we're just going to cut a little bit of ribbon here, enough to secure the ends behind. And it is about as wide as the ribbon is. That's how far up it is. So it's closer to the bottom than you think, probably. So something like that. Secure those ends behind. And then that tear and tape there. And then my Maui chips. I know, Diane. He stole my Maui chips. Oh, little rascal. Oh, they were definitely around. Lots of deer we saw. Oh, the coyotes were howling too. Not later. So more people came to the campgrounds later on. The first couple nights there weren't a lot of people there. And the coyotes howled. Both. They weren't anywhere like near, they were miles away, but I'm sure they could travel a distance, but they howled and howled and howled. And this guy goes right in the middle of that designer series paper, so that's getting put together like that, popped up. All right, I think I bought myself enough time. Now I really need to go get the die cutting machine, so I will be right back. And I believe I can grab the little die cutting machine. Let's see here. I know that this will be big enough for this one. So Diane, for class tomorrow night, you're gonna have to remember to have this stuff out. And I don't know if that other one will fit in here. This barely fit here. All right, so that die, you have to be careful with the stem to keep that centered. So there's that one. And then the last die, this guy, get that stem lined up good. And then kind of rotate everything else where it needs to go. And then come back and look for the stem so that it didn't move on you. And that can go like that. Oh man, that'll work. Look at them. Look at them oranges. All right, I gotta make sure that's all in there. Don't worry about the paper that's hanging. Oh, my stem moved. And I can see that it needs to go right back there. That die is perfect. It actually fits right into this machine, this little baby machine. Ugh, that stem though. So the stem is what you'll notice a lot if it does move on you. If that stem gets moved, you'll see that white extra at the top. Okay. That's for the little mini. And we have all that and black bears here. Can't have garbage cans out or feed the birds. No, not at all. You guys, same thing. We had to take our garbage every night to the dumpster, and that's where they hung out. Those little trash pandas hung out in the dumpsters. We were walking to the bathroom and all you could hear is them ravaging through the dumpsters. Okay, that's it for this. Our dies are set, so that's good. And our oranges, that goes with that card, and now we're back to this one. So I did the same thing here. I glued that flat at the top and popped up the bottom area, and I'm running out of these guys, but I will continue to use them here until they're gone. We might finish this sheet tonight. We'll see. So there are leaves that might hang over the edge, and that's okay on this one because there's nothing folding or in the way. And I do want a little leaf on there. I mean, a dimensional on the leaf. All right, so let's pick these off. And I'm going to do a little bit of glue near the top here. It is nice that the dies cuts the images from the DSP. I totally agree on that. Totally. My Valley Total girls. All right. This will kind of nestle like that. And to check it out, you can see where the label goes, something like that. This one will need to get popped up throughout here. And you gotta be careful because this ribbon is not secure on here. So this, when you put this down, it's gonna pop back and forth a little bit. So to help combat that, grab a little glue dot, and put one right underneath the ribbon there. And grab one more and put it underneath the ribbon over there. And that'll help get that ribbon so it's secure on the card. And then a little label. Gotta be careful because the orange is already popped up down there. So we don't need another, oops, that's too far over. So I wanna see a little of the ribbon on the right. And you see a little on the left. And then what's left is an overhand knot on the left as well. Just, again, do that right from the roll, and then you don't have to waste a lot. And make some short little tails. Like that. The fraying will leave little pieces. That's okay. This goes right onto the ribbon. So you're going to use more glue dots. And you're going to put one right on the white ribbon. And I'm going to do that 3 thing again. Right? 3 lined up right next to each other. And then on my overhand knot, there's one side that's more flat. I'm going to put that flatter side to the edge of the ribbon, to the edge of the die. I'm thinking about trash pandas, you guys. To the edge of the die. And then the bumped out will go to the left side. Okay. Stella Ella Ella, your bedazzly orange here. The flower, your leaves. Very good. And some gems. Oh, excuse me. All right, little blue one down here. And then how about a goldy one next to it? And we'll do a big white over, ooh, you know what would be good? A little yellow one right in the middle of that flower right there. Oh, that's cool. And then let's put another white one there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's get another one up here. How about in the middle of those flowers is pretty. So by putting it right in the middle of the flower, it kind of acts like the center. Oh, wait. Well, then why don't we do one here? Yes, queen. And then one here. There. See, I like it. And I didn't even do it over here. I'm going to do that on my sample. Okay, cool beans. See? Very good. Very good. Lots of gems on this one. Thanks, everybody. I had the tickle, and then out came the sneeze. All right. Hello. You called. Is it me you're looking for? There we go. And we had our matchy-matchy envelope. Cool, cool. So that's our 3rd card. We have one more to do. We're right on track. We're doing good. This last card will go together very nicely as well. And it's our other orange card. And it's a little bit of a tri-fold. So it opens this way and then like that. And then we have our inside. And we'll need this piece is where our orange goes in front of. This is for our opening piece. We'll go like that. And, oh, you know what I didn't pull is an envelope piece. So I believe that I have one off to the side here that could potentially get used in it. I switched that up. So let me just see what else I have. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have this be the envelope flap and be with that card. I think it'll be okay. Because again, it comes down to, do you want to cut into another sheet of paper? This one is the other part of it, but it's lemons. And it could work, and maybe we just call it and be done with it and have that match, because that was the other part of the paper. And then that's the exact size that we really need. And otherwise we have full 6x6 here. That, let's do that one. We'll do the lemons like that, and we'll call it good. So that'll be our envelope flap. And in here, hi Kathleen Ketterman. This needs to get burnished this way, right? So this is our fold like that. Then you have a card inside of a card. So you have another inside that has a fold. So those are your burnishings for this one. When you put this inside, the navy flap or fold should be on the left, and the garden green flap fold should be on the right. Okay, so let's go ahead and we can glue that in so that we don't confuse that at all. And you won't see any of this green until it gets opened up. So we'll go like that. And then this is the piece that goes right there. I think I'm going to trim a little bit off my top or my bottom, whichever, to have it fit in there a little bit better. So that hair is coming off. And then there, that's good. All right. So that'll get glued on the inside. This is for our flap. We're going to use it. Why do I have 5 cards? I don't know, Gwen. Oh man, why do you have 5 cards? Gwen, you might have somebody's cards. Can you send me a picture, Gwen, of what you have? It's very, very possible if I go through what I have left or somebody else. If you really have 6 cards, it's possible that somebody is missing some from their bag. So Gwen, what I really want you to do is open up your kits without the designer paper, right? Open up your kits, all of them that you have, and just take a picture of, like, line them all up so I can see what you're seeing right now, right? I want to see which ones you got double of. And if for you do have 6 where you have 2 of a same card, I want to send an email out to everybody who took class and have them confirm what they all have. Because maybe somebody was shorted 2 kits. I don't want to say that's what happened. It very well could be, but I don't know really if it did. I'm pretty confident that my gals here laid out all the cards and everybody got 4. So you really should have 4 for this one. So open up your insides and send me a picture. Like if you want to text it to me, that would be awesome. So we're going to stamp an inside in here, and we're going to stamp the sentiment says, "You're the best kind of person." And here we actually did some stamping of an orange. So yay. All right, so let's do a couple more gluings really quick though. We're going to glue these 2. Now this painted texture, you can use the front or the back. They're pretty much interchangeable to me. So whatever you like better. And then we're gonna do our envelope flap here as well. So let's do these 2. Oh no, my glue is getting down to the wire here. It's starting to spit at me. All right, so there's that. And we're gonna get our little envelope flap going here. Yeah, whenever you guys have questions about any of the kits that you guys get, if you're like, this doesn't make sense, the best thing to always do, we're human, right? We're not machines. I'm kidding up, you guys. We are, like, we are ladies usually, and my mom is 74. I know Diane's not going to say her age, but she's around there, not quite as old as my mom. I know Annette is, like, then they're helping me and they're having fun, right? So if anything is inaccurate, and we definitely own our mistakes, but, and we make them right. And so that's all I need for you guys. If you ever have questions, send me pictures of what it is that's not seeming right. And then I can figure out the best way to rectify it or help you figure out, oh, it is correct, or seeing it differently. So yeah, I do know that my gals love they love helping me and they love interacting, and all it takes is just a looking up at a squirrel, and you guys know what it's like. I get distracted by the squirrel out the window and I got to show you the squirrel. I didn't see a squirrel tonight, but that would have been funny if I did. So squirrels happen. All right, there's our envelope flap. Yay. That's good. So our last envelope is done. Now, this is one of the die cuts from the dies, and it's part of the set. So you didn't see it when I showed you it, but if you go here and you see this die, we already die cut it for you. Well, I should say probably Anna or Tammy's mom, Sandy, or Anna or Tammy did. I got die cut for you, so it hopefully is pretty pristine. The other thing too with die cuts is they don't always poke out their bits and parts. So you gotta look over it, and if anything ever needs a little help, you might just take your scissors and kind of help it the rest of the way in case it needs a little extra nudge. All right, now how do you glue this? I think what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of line, a little line around the edge. A lot of the middle gets covered up. So for now, I think I'm gonna go around the edge here. I say around the horn with treble horn. Go Brewers in the 70s or 80s, whenever treble horn was there. That was the saying I remember as a kid. All right, so we got our glue. This is going to get popped down right on the front of the card. Centered top to bottom, left to right, complete with a fuzzy from the ribbon. And you don't see much green on the top or the bottom. A little bit more on the sides. All right, so there's what we have so far. And then our navy piece here, I did pop that up with some dimensionals. So let's see where our white ones are at. We have a few more. I'm gonna save those guys for our label. So we're gonna finish with these then. And put this in here. So 6 of those guys. At the end of class, I am going to share with you, we're gonna do a drawing for 2 people to win a door prize for taking this class with me. And also, I have my list of people who ordered during free shipping. You guys probably caught that they extended free shipping last week because of worldwide internet issues. And so you guys got an extra day to get your orders in. And I have a list of everybody who placed orders from the Thursday and the Friday. All right, perfect. Now we're gonna do a little bit of, let's see here. Let's see if I have any more white ones in here. I do. All right, here's another sheet. We'll grab some little white ones and put them around the edges, and I'm gonna glue the stem flat again. Go like this. So these dimensionals, the backing seems to be coming up with them. That will happen, so you gotta be more careful pulling them off. And I'm going to go one more on this little leaf. There. So this is ready to put right down onto the card front. Then, and the liquid glue at the top. I think I'll make it on my glue bottle here. So we'll put a little glue, the stem, and if you ever find when you die cut that you cut too much, like close to one side and the other side not so much, you can always fix that if you don't like it by taking your scissors and trimming a little bit more on the side that seems like there's too much white, like that. Okay, and then I noticed it over here too, that it was a little bit more white showing than I would like, and that's okay then. Now I got that trimmed off. This orange, I have the stem kind of matching with the top of the designer paper, like that. And don't worry about it going off the edge of the designer paper. Now, I mentioned when I cut that I did a different blue, okay? So that one looks slightly different than that. Now you can figure out which one do you like better, or doesn't it matter? Very, very similar. That one you can see more white. This one you see a little less white. And our sentiment is, you're the best kind of person. All right, so let's grab that and see. I looked at the stamp and I can see I have a lot more red rubber at the top than the bottom. So I gotta take that into consideration when I'm stamping this. I'm gonna move up closer to the top. Oh, and I'm just barely at the bottom. So I'm gonna go up even more on this one and see if that makes a difference. Oh, it was stuck. Haha. All right, so that's good. And then we have our inside, which is going to be the big orange stamp with just the one. And I made it look like it's coming off the edge here. Let's see what the guy looks like over here. Yep, okay. I'll nestle it up in the corner here. And if you are so wanting to, you could definitely color this all in with your orange, like pumpkin pie blends, and you could get a little light daffodil delight if you wanted. If you have the So Saffron, I think there were So Saffron from in the past, you could get the So Saffron and color that in. I'm not going to. I'm going to just glue it in. All right. So let's get some glue here. And we're going to glue this on the inside. So not the first inside, the inside. My orange at the top. Like that. Again, if you want to stamp a sentiment, I would do that before putting glue on it, because you could always flip it upside down if you don't like the way you stamp it. All right, boom, boom. And then our little label. We just have 2 tails coming out, 2 scoops. And a little tear and tape action along the bottom right-hand edge. And what you could do is fold your ribbon in half. Secure the fold underneath. It's kind of under the S, the R and the S, like that. And then put a tear and tape over the top of it to hold it. And then however you want to cut it. Now you might like a loop, and a tail. If you don't like the tails like this. One of the partial images from the designer paper would be nice. Yes, you are absolutely 100% spot on. And what Shelly's talking about is like what I did here. So when this card, you open it, and this was the edge of the designer series paper. So you could use one of the partial edges too. And you have plenty of them left, if I'm not mistaken. We have some orange paper left here. And you could utilize, for mine, this one could work, and you just have it on the right side. This one could also partially work and just have it on the left side and a little bit there. So yes, good reminder on that. You do know you have lemons on the envelope and oranges on the card. Yes, Sandy, we made the executive decision to go for it. And that is because I was being frugal. And I didn't want to cut into this piece of paper. Like this was the only one I could have also cut into this one, but that one didn't match and I didn't like this. I didn't want to use the backs of any of these. I could have used that one. Oh, here's what I could have used. I could have used this one. Very well could have used this one. And I decided, nope, I'm going to save this one. So yes, that was an executive decision and I'm okay with it. But for those that don't want lemons and oranges mixed together, definitely consider that before gluing your envelope flat. All right, the other tip I like to do is I put a little piece of tape with a tab so that I can easily pull that off so my ribbon doesn't go all over the place. Okay, we're not done. Close, but not yet. We gotta put this little label on here. Now, I'm seeing that I have my orange cockeyed a little bit the other way. So I'm gonna gently pull this up. And I'm going to twist and turn and shake it all about and do the hokey pokey and turn this off to the edge a little. So I have my stem at the top and I twisted it so that this flower is almost touching the edge over here. And that gave me a little bit more room for my sentiment without covering the orange. I don't want to cover up the orange too much. Now, we're almost done with this piece right here. This is going to go right about here. And for good measure, I just have to use these up. More than is necessary. But I got to clean up that sheet of dimensionals, because that's always a good feeling. And then what we're going to do is put a little bit of glue. Oh man, make me proud. On that other side, and let's see what I did. I lined up the frame line with the edge of that label. Boom. Okay, we did it. Now, I should have known my it doesn't allow that. Oh, okay. So, Sandy, I surprised you, didn't I? That I allowed it to happen. And I think I allowed it to happen, meaning not like the lemons, because this is a card that's going to be won by somebody. And whoever wins this card is probably, hopefully, either going to send it off to somebody else and spread the love and joy. And whoever gets it isn't going to be as ADHD as we are and OCD with stuff. So, all right, we're not done. We're close. We have some gemsies to do yet. And the gems are going to be a little Goldilocks and the 3 bears right there. And I'll put a blue 42 here, a wee little white one over there. And let's do a Goldie again up at the top here. It's hard with these gems. They kind of blend in a little bit. Gotta look for them. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got my 5 gemsies. All right. So again, if you guys joined, anybody joined late, I do have sets of this class left. If you've signed up for it in the last 3 weeks and I missed your registration, I know that Deb, we talked about that. I'll make sure to look for your email. And Linda too, like I've got plenty, so nobody has to worry about that. You're not going to get this class. I have lots of them left, and we'll make it so that everybody who wants one can get one, as long as it's like somebody in the near future or in the recent past have emailed me or texted me or gotten a hold of me. So if it's a year from now, I can't promise it. So always best to look at my past classes on my website to know if I do have anything. All right, so we made it through, and it's 8:12, so not so bad. We had an ink paper scissors tonight, so that means we cut our designer paper ourselves. We had our lemons and oranges card set here. We have our oranges set here. I love it. The lemon here set up. Oh my goodness, I got like this tail hanging out over here. So let's put you back in. And then we've got lemons again. So you guys can tell me which one you like the best. And I'm gonna go grab some cards that I can give away for the drawing tonight. And I'll be right back. Give me 2 shakes of the lamb's tail. Okay, I just realized I moved them over here. Okay, so I got a picture from Gwen. Gwen, I can answer your question partly. So I'm looking at your picture, and the one in the bottom corner left here, that is from Full of Life. That card kit is from Full of Life. This card kit right here is from Full of Life. So that was the ink, paper, scissors from last month. The top 3 and the bottom right, those are from Mediterranean Blooms. So I think you're correct that you got 4 card kits for Mediterranean Blooms. These bottom 2 kits are from Full of Life. So hopefully, if you're still watching, Gwen, that will help you move on to keep working on your card kits. Again, these 2, look up your Full of Life. This one right here is Full of Life. That one is Full of Life. So your designer paper that you cut doesn't really go with those cards. You want to pull in the Full of Life designer paper for those. So I'm glad I caught that while I was looking for the cards. Okay. Whew, we did it. Okay. You guys, I love to help. We figured things out. So with that being said, Gwen, I think for anybody that's listening, you don't have to be concerned that you might be missing card kits. I think everybody's good to go. I think my helpers didn't have squirrels, too many of them, or cats. So hopefully, Gwen, you can get that figured out. All right, Rosie likes the bottom right. Okay, I like that one too. Kathy loves them all. Susan said the last one. Oh yeah, that delicate edging is really pretty for that kind of detailed, leafy, lacy look. I love it. And Myra says they're pretty. Shelly says she's glad she took the class. Yay! All the cards are so pretty. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Let's see. Debbie said all are pretty. Sherry said I like the lemon cards the best. Yay! Linda says all of them. You guys, we had a lot of fun making these cards, and it was just fun designing them. I think that ink, paper, scissors is probably my favorite class to design. If you ask me what my favorite one to design is, it's this one. I love using a lot of designer paper because it's so pretty. Love using it. And it's always a challenge to use each piece at least once. Doesn't matter which side, but as long as we try to use each piece once. It was really hard to do that with Full of Life or the Friends for Life one from last month because there are so many different unique pieces. But in general, we try to always use the pieces at least once. And Deanne says, I love the lemon one on the bottom right. Very good. Lynn says all. Gwen says the last one, the leafy, lacy orange one. Good, 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 good. The second card is my favorite, but I like them all. Good. Okay, so we've got a couple drawings that we're going to do here. So I'm going to pull up my random number generator. I'm going to move these cards off to the side. I am going to flip or still skin the camera down. So we did a Heartfelt Hexagons class back in January. I do not have any of this class left, but if you're looking to get the PDF tutorial, it is available. You got designer paper that you could cut in this one, so that's why the envelopes are done. And we have some Lucky Duck winners, and so they are already drawn. So drum roll, please. This card that looks like this goes to Pat Downey. Yay, Pat. So I'll have that card for you. This one goes to Maureen Preston. Yay, Maureen. Awesome sauce. This card goes to Sharon Davis. Yay, Sharon. I know your address, so I'll send that one out. And this one, winner, winner, chicken dinner is Pat Fleming. Yay, Pat. Awesome sauce. This Pat's card and Sharon's, I know where to mail those to. But if anybody knows, or if you are Maureen or Pat Downey, Maureen Preston or Pat Downey, please let me know what your address is, or have them let me know so that I can send them their cards in the mail. I don't do anything else with anybody's addresses. I don't like sell it off or anything. I just wanted to send cards in the mail. So the large die was a challenge. I love them all. The designs are so pretty. I'm not planning to buy this set, but I couldn't resist getting the kit. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, now I also have here my book. Let me grab my book. And we have 69. Penny Powell. And then Deb. Hang on, we'll add Deb. Deb Eckelman. So I'll put Deb at number 70. So she gets in at the drawing because she did tell me. And we're going to put 70 and generate. 61 is our number. Sarah Merchant, you are a Lucky Duck winner. And number 20 scoops goes to Karuna. Yay. Awesome, Karuna. You are a lucky winner. All right. So that was Sarah Merchant and Karuna won the door prize drawings. Now, what I have here, I have a list of 21 people. And I have stamp sets that they can pick from. And we're going to do 2 winners. Not just one. We're going to do 2. So I have Phrases for All, Country Birdhouses, Flowers of Beauty, Cutest Cows, Encircled in Nature, Everyday Details, and Seaside Wishes. All right. So if your name is called, I will be either sharing this picture or you can tell me right away which one you want. But I have 21 people and 2 of you will win 2 scoops. 21 is what our number was of people who put in orders for free shipping day. Number 10, Anna Schaffer. Yay, Anna. All right. And next one is 21. Jean. Oh my goodness, Jean, you were the first one to put an order in. Hot diggity dog. Okay, very good. So we had Jean and we had Anna. And I don't think either one of my lovely ladies that won are watching right now. So I will take pictures of these stamp sets and reach out to both of them and see what they each want. And that's awesome. So congratulations to Anna and Jean on that one. And Sarah and, oh man, short-term memory here. I know it was Sarah. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Sarah and Karuna. Oh, that I remember. Okay, Karuna. And then all of the card winners. So yay, we did it. And it's 8:20. So we didn't go too far over. And I know a bunch of you that are doing class tomorrow night were watching. So that was awesome that you know how to cut the paper with Diane for class tomorrow night. I still got lots of mosquito bites while I was away. And I think I got a couple spider bites. And I'm a little itchy. So I'm like, my wrist is like just on fire with a little itch. So you guys, I always pack the anti-itch like cream so that when you get the mosquito bites, oh, you have a little bit of reprieve. And I also use the, what is it? From Labri, that little aloe gel. That's always a good one. So always good to have that stuff. So, whew, okay, well, we made it through class, and now I can go put some of that on. So Barbara likes the yellow ones. Linda's congratulations. You guys, thanks for all the congratulations to our winners. I love it. Okay, perfect. So I think that we got it. Now, if you're watching and you did not hear me address a question that you asked, or if I didn't comment on something that you were looking for an answer on, I always tell people sometimes the comments come in a mile a minute. I try to watch them like a hawk, but in case I missed it and you commented or you asked me a question that I didn't answer, please feel free to call me, text me, email me, or Facebook message me. I will answer your question then. I don't generally go back and look at questions or watch the comments in the lives. So I always just preface, please just reach out to me privately if I didn't catch what you were asking or needing information on. So awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. Okay, I think we did it. All right, so Gina had class this morning. You might have caught her morning create. If you missed it, you could catch her replay. That was this morning at 9:30, I believe. We had class tonight. Diane has class in person tomorrow night with this same class. In case you're local to me and you want to do this class, Diane still has kits. And on Wednesday, the 31st, I have the in-person version of Wildly Flowering, and you can attend that class. And then we don't have class on Thursday, and it's really hard to say that, but I think what I'll do is schedule this class to replay or to post in the Facebook page at 6 o'clock. So in case people missed it tonight, you can see that reminder that we had class and watch this class still as a replay on Thursday night. And then the 1st is on Thursday. So that means the end of the month is on Wednesday, the 31st. Wednesday is the last day that you can get a $5 coupon for every $50 you spend with buying Stampin' Up! Products. And you can get one for every $50. That ends on Wednesday. Last day also to submit your entries for the monthly creative challenge, the class card challenge, and then there'll be reminders that publish on Thursday, the 1st, that start the new month with the creative challenge and the class card challenge. Also, if you want to sign up to be part of the customer swap group for the month of August, you need to do that by midnight my time on Wednesday, or by the time I wake up in the morning on Thursday, and pull all the numbers. So you got a little time on that too. Oh, tree oil, tea tree oil is great for mosquito bites. I appreciate knowing that, you guys. So when I fell on the bike, the scooter, I don't know if you can see a little bit of redness right there. That is where I took gravel into my hand, and then I got bit by the mosquito right in the middle of that right there. That is what is bothering me right now. And it started itching right at the end of class. So I'm glad it waited till the end. But man, tea tree oil, I need to put that on there. I have some. I will get that on there. Okay. We did good. So that's kind of wrapping you guys up for what's coming up this week. Next week, Thursday, which is the 8th, is going to be the Frames and Flowers Stamp-A-Stack. I'm getting to the point where a lot of the spots that I had are filling up. I will keep taking registrations, and if for any reason I run out of kits, I will reach out to you and ask you if you're okay waiting. The Frames and Flowers paper is out of stock until August 19th. And so what it could be is that I hold the class and ship it to you once the product becomes available. But you don't have to worry about that until I reach out to you saying that. Right now, I think I'm still okay. we kitted up a certain number of classes, and I think we're still okay at the moment. But if for any reason people start registering for that, or you see it, I may have to just reach out to you and say, hey, I don't have any available at the moment, but I will have more in the future, because I think we would kit up 4 to 8 more of those depending on that. So just know that's what's next week, Thursday. Diane has it in person on Wednesday, and yeah, that's the first class of the month already. So, and then we'll rock and roll with all the rest of our sweet class, monthly class, Rose's Technique Club class later in the month, ink, paper, scissors at the end. But yeah, should be a good month in August. If you guys missed the showcase, I did do it last week, Tuesday. So you can always catch the replay of that whenever it is convenient, and get signed up for classes as it works out for you. All right. Gwen said, great class. Yay. All right. We had fun with these cards. Afterbite cream. Yes, you guys never go on a camping trip or a hike in the woods without packing the Afterbite cream. Definitely a necessity. All right. Good job, guys. Well, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It was great starting off Monday with everybody. I started to think to myself, well, I wonder if people would like Monday nights better than Thursday nights for classes, or do you guys like the Thursday nights? So it started to dawn on me, maybe you guys would like Monday night classes. I should do a little poll and see what the majority would pick, Monday or Thursday. So have class first off right in the beginning of the week, or do we do it at the end of the week? All right, so that was just something that popped in my head as I was driving home from camping yesterday. All right, you guys, I love you a long time. We will see you again later. Bye.